Okay, I'm going to call the EDC board meeting to order for October 30th at 6 p.m. Roscoe has graciously volunteered to do our invocation for us. Brent McWaters will do our American flag, and Miss Wyatt will do our Texas flag.
And just to tell you, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Thank you, Lord, for just being God in our life day by day. Lord, I want to thank you for all those that are present on tonight. Bless this meeting that it be done as you would have it to be done, Lord, decent and in order, Lord. Lord, bless each member one by one. Bless their families. And, Lord, just bless our city, Lord. Just continue to cover us with your blood, Lord. Let your anointing just flow through us all, Lord. For, Lord, without you, Lord, there's nothing we could do. Lord, we need you right now, Lord, and in troubled times and in all times, we just need you, Lord. Lord, and just bless each one of us right now, Lord. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Amen. Face the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, number 2 is public comments. Any person with EDC-related business may speak to the board. In compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, the EDC board may not discuss or vote on any matter raised in public comments unless it is specifically on the agenda. Speakers may address the board after being recognized by the presiding officer. Public comments is limited to 3 minutes. And Victoria Good.
I tried to bring a friend, but she didn't want to come. Thank you all for allowing us to come tonight. I apologize, I haven't been here in a few months. I'm a real-life soccer mom, so I have been busy with soccer. But I just wanted to say thank you from the chamber. There are a few things that I wanted to bring up to you tonight. So I wanted to say thank you for one thing, and that is our Love Our Community campaign. I'm sure y'all have seen, y'all sponsored some banners that went up around town. We placed, I believe, 15 banners around town. And we also gave some businesses, and we still have some smaller signs that say love our community, eating local in our community, and different things like that. And so those have been placed in businesses, and we still have some to give out. So if y'all know of anybody that might want one, let me know. But we got a comment from the Better Business Bureau. They had an event here yesterday. And one of the representatives, she's like, we came and visited last week, and we visited some different businesses. And she's like, we saw y'all signs everywhere. And so it was really cool to hear that feedback that people are actually seeing them. So I wanted to say thank y'all for that. And then, I guess I only had 2 things. So our downtown Cocoa Crawl, which Emilio just told me he's going to be bringing that up later, so I'll come back up and talk about that. But that's Thursday, December 5th, and y'all are also one of our sponsors for that, for our prizes, so I just wanted to say thank you. I'm really excited about all the things that we're partnering together with, and I'm always here if y'all need me.
Thank you, ma'am, very much. Brian Garcia, if you don't mind, will you come up, Brian? If you'd introduce yourself to us, tell us who you are.
My name is Brian Garcia. I am not a soccer mom, but I am the incoming chair of the Chamber of Commerce for the coming year, 2025, and the customer service manager for Energy Texas. And I just wanted to echo all of the excellent things that Victoria said and just share the sentiment that I've always felt very strongly that the the Chamber of Commerce and EDC have a very similar mission, and our missions kind of dovetail very nicely if we're doing it right. And that's that y'all are trying to bring businesses to Cleveland, and we're trying to create a business community where those businesses want to be. And so, again, if we're all doing our jobs right, which I feel like we are on the same team, and I'm very grateful as incoming chair, grateful for the partnership that we have and how successful it continues to be. So thank you, and looking forward to next year.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. That's all the public comments we currently have. Number 3 is new business spotlight. Will you please give us your name and where you live?
Yes, so my name is McKenna Langley. I live here in Cleveland, Texas. I'm the owner of the new coffee shop in town, the Stop Coffee Shop. We are usually located in the parking lot right across from the 7-Eleven where Legacy Transfers is. However, we've started to kind of move around a little bit to find our customer base and kind of pop up. Like, we went to Martin's Power Sports and things of that nature, but we're usually in that spot. So just follow us on Facebook to figure out exactly where we are. So I graduated from Baylor, lived in Fort Worth for about 4 years, and just moved back here in April. My business partner has actually been a part of this community for 8 years, and he's been toying with the idea of starting the coffee shop. So I think when I moved back, I have experience as a barista. I worked at Starbucks for 3 years, and so we kind of decided to go in on this venture together. And we've only been at it a month and a half, so kind of ramping up slowly but surely. And we're initially starting as a mobile business to try to dial in on our customer base, product offerings, all of that. We have any kind of lattes you can imagine. If you're Mr. Chuck, you're getting your French vanilla latte, and if you're Miss Tanya, you're coming through with some crazy drink, having me make it, which I love to do that as well. They're 2 of my favorite regulars. I see them every week. We also offer custom cookies and cake pops. My mom actually has a local bakery called Double Trouble Sweet Treats, so she supplies us with those treats. And we've been also going to events, so have been doing a lot of football games, being able to give back to the schools and serve the community that way. We're hoping to be at Trunk Street tomorrow and any local fall festivals the church has up and coming. Our goal is to eventually get into a brick and mortar store, but we're definitely a little bit a ways from that. But we're really enjoying the Cleveland-Tarkington environment and just serving the community.
And tell us the name of it again.
The Stop Coffee Shop.
And that is a trailer, correct?
Yes, sir.
And what color is that trailer?
It's just it's a black trailer, and we have our menu on the side and the banner on the back. We bought an electric sign we're working to get hooked up, so hopefully that's to come soon.
Awesome. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very, very much.
And
I just
thank you
wanted
guys
to
for
point
having
out.
me.
I wanted to point out the color of the trailer where people recognize it in town.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Danielle.
I do have one more. Cleveland Nutrition. I did invite them to come in this evening, but they were not able to. But they are a new one. They just, they had their grand opening earlier this year in April. They're located at 1006 South Washington, Suite A. So whenever y'all have a chance, go by there. So it's one of the new nutrition shops that's here. They do the Herbalife, very similar to the one that's next to Trudy's Cheesecake as well. So they're located further down by, what is that? La Costa, I think they're further down that way. So yeah, just run by there and just say hello and introduce yourselves and yeah, get a free treat from them. Not free, don't do a free treat because they did not say that. I don't know why he said that, but get a treat. I'm not buying y'all a treat, but get a treat from them, okay? Yeah, that's all I have.
Danielle said we are going to get that free
This on
watermelon.
Danielle's account. Thank you.
Yes. Danielle's buying the free treats. She's like, I don't know why I said that. Oh, any other new business spotlight? All good? Number 4, reports and comments from our glorious board members. Let's start today with our one and only treasurer, Chuck Thompson.
Great.
Oh, you know what? Before we do that real quick, I apologize. I skipped over roll call today. I like introducing our board to everybody. Let's start on the very far left, all the way on my left, your right, and I do apologize about that, is our Newest board member, Tanya Clark. To her right is Heidi Souls. To her right is our treasurer that's fixing to give his spill. Now he has time to think about it. Chuck Thompson. Thank you, Chuck. And, of course, to his right is our awesome community development director. Got that right this time. See there? Instead of just EDC. Moving up in this world. Emilio Livario. To my right is our new one and only city secretary, Juanita. To her right is Brent McWaters. He is our vice president on the EDC and city council member. To his right is Michelle Wyatt. And on the very end down there is the infamous and famous Mike Buckley. Back to Chuck.
All right. Only comment I have is we were fortunate enough to visit Dallas last week and attended the Economic Development Conference up there. First one I've had the opportunity to go to. I found it fascinating. There were a lot of interesting workshops. Obviously, the one that I gravitated to was the finance one, and I found that to be very enlightening from the viewpoint of some things that we may be able to look at as far as possible bond issues and things like that that we might be able to use for funding. Beyond that, I found a lot of the discussions about the grid based upon what they're trying to do as a result of some of the winter storms we've had recently and strengthening it. Beyond that, had a great time with the cohorts that were up there between Tanya, John, and Danielle. We enjoyed ourselves quite a bit, as well as being very informative. So there you go.
Thank you, Mr. Chuck. Ms. Souls, what you got for us?
No comments at this time.
Tanya, I know you got something now, for sure. You got to this trip. This is your second one, right?
So I also had the opportunity to travel to Dallas along with the individuals that Chuck listed. It was a really eye-opening experience for me, as I'm new to kind of civic management, economic development. So a lot of the coursework that we were able to participate in really allowed me to ground myself in the work that we're doing here on this board. And so from AI to the grid, information about HR, also opportunities for us just to look at economic development in the terms of how to build out infrastructure. So the coursework was incredible for me. It was a great experience. I'm thankful to the board for giving me the opportunity to travel. I look forward to putting a lot of the work that we've learned into practice through our roles here on the board. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Mr. Buckley.
Well, I wasn't able to make the conference, but I would like to say thank you to our city public works department. They've been putting in some overtime here the last few weeks, making repairs on the water and sewer lines that have been being hit, and they've been on them really quick, and I just wanted to say thank you to them. And then I also want to thank our fire department and our police department for everything they're doing, and our city board for all the work they're doing too, and city leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Ms. Wyatt?
I have no comment.
Not yet. She's getting there. She's getting close.
Michael said what I was going to say.
Yeah, just echoing what Ms. Wyatt and Mr. Buckley said, I mean, really appreciate our Public Works Department. Been very busy over the last few weeks, but also our other city departments too, police, fire, city staff, development staff. Thank y'all for what y'all are doing. We're really starting to see a lot of fruits from all this effort and labor, and it's not going unnoticed. Thank y'all very much, and to our city manager, Mr. Swaggart. Thank you. Also, just want to remind everybody, we have election next week, so get out and vote.
Juanita, you got anything? No, sir. No? By the way, I'm John Williams. I always introduce everybody else and forget to introduce myself. So for me, I have a couple of things. One, the conference was awesome. What Chuck and Tanya are not telling you is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you the good stuff. The good stuff is Chuck has a whole new genre of music to listen to. He, I flew out there, and so Tanya, Chuck, and Danielle flew in my plane to Dallas with me, and I asked if they wanted to listen to music on the way, so I turned the music on throughout the plane, and of course it was on my on my phone, and so Chuck got exposed from country to other artists that we won't mention, probably, maybe. So, and Tanya is not a huge fan of flying, but she was a trooper, and she did good. Of course, she kind of minimized how much of a fan she's not of flying when she decided she wanted to go, but we found out very quickly she's not a fan of flying. But she did great. She, on the trip back, was obviously a whole lot better than the trip there, she said. But it was a great trip. Also, same with me. I learned a lot. It was a very fascinating conference, and just reiterating what they said, that TEDC conference is a great one to go to. On another note, the chamber, I've been very vocal about the chamber since I've been sitting here. I think that we need to have a very good relationship with the chamber. As Brian pointed out, we're here for the same purpose, essentially, and that's for the betterment of our businesses. Victoria has a lot of ideas, and they're obviously very good ones. She's done this for a long time, so we have definitely jumped on the board. And the Shop Local campaign, obviously, that was a hit. You saw the signs everywhere, and I'm glad that we're able to do these jointly. And I hope that we can do many, many, many more in the future between EDC and the chamber. The teachers' luncheon, I had probably 6 calls from teachers saying thank you for the gift cards. Danielle spent probably the better bit of a day going and getting gift cards everywhere. And, of course, obviously, we're doing the Rock and Ride Cocoa Crawl. But hopefully we can stay on track and continue supporting the chamber and vice versa. I'm very excited about all that, for sure. I think that's what working together is what grows our community and our businesses, for sure. I want to point out Roger Brooks and Cody. I know Cody's not here. I know Roger's over there shaking his head, acting like he's ignoring us. The EDC gets a lot of recognition for the things we've been doing. Brent McWaters constantly says that we're playing catch up from a lot of things we haven't been doing, and so we're doing a lot of different projects, but specifically our parks, the skate park, just different projects. We get all the recognition for it. It seems to me we get a lot of recognition for it, and we're doing what we're just supposed to be doing. But we can't do any of those projects without Roger Brooks and without Public Works. And unfortunately, we're all bad about not recognizing the people that really do matter. And I can promise you there's not one person on this board up here that has physically went out there and put half pipes together or poured concrete or any of that. And Roger Brooks' team has done that. And we really, really appreciate what they do. And they do need more recognition for when they're doing it, for sure. On another note, as y'all are aware, I'm also the president of the airport board. And there's another situation. Roger and I have worked together on the grass and take care of things at the airport. It looks great all the time. It looks absolutely great, Roger. The flower beds are coming along. Y'all have really done a good job out there. It probably looks better right now than it has probably in forever, to be honest. And we really, really do appreciate everything you do out there. Yes, please do. I was hoping that we could get Cody here, but we know that he lives quite a ways away, and he wasn't able to be here. On another note, October a year ago, the city did not own that, or we owned the airport. The city did not run the airport. It had been basically bidded out to private contractors for who knows how many years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And here's the difference. We took it over in January. A year ago this month, we sold 2,578.3 gallons of avgas. Rounded up, 2,600 gallons. That's what we sold a year ago, not having control of the airport. This month, as of this morning, before the month's over with, just rounding it up in round numbers, well, I'll tell you, it's 10,726 gallons with the combination of avgas and Jet A. A year ago, we didn't have Jet A, was told that it's never going to sell. There's no reason to have Jet A. There's no reason at all to have it out there. We're not getting jets. We're just not going to sell it. The city council listened to us, believed us, gave us a shot on it. This month we've sold 5,536 gallons of Jet A. This is the first month we've outsurpassed avgas, the very first month. So here you go. Obviously it works, and it is going great out there. I know there's growing pains. I know there's it's still some transition pains going on, but it's working, obviously. And again, Roger's team has been great. Scott Swaggart has to listen to our ideas all the time on what we want to do out there, what we want to change, how to make it better. And I'm sure he gets tired of listening to them sometimes. But 99% of the time, he's like, let's try it. Okay, let's go, and they're working. So the airport definitely appreciates it for sure. Other than that, anybody else have anything? Nope, all good. Number 5 is our awesome director's report.
What about now? Okay. Cool. Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to touch on a few things, some updates on our gateway and wayfinding signage master plan. We're allowing some time for the rebranding process to catch up to that, but we did have a pretty successful meeting before I went on vacation with our consultant, and they kind of reviewed some design iterations, some concepts with us. We gave some feedback for some refinement, and then when they come back with that, we'll go back to the advisory committee with that update for them to consider those options for further discussion and refinement thereof. On the community and EDC rebranding, again, had a lot of community engagement and stakeholder feedback and focus groups on that a few weeks ago. That is all being synthesized and compiled into a discovery and analysis report, and that is going to be presented to the rebranding committee in November, I believe November 12th. So you should be, those of you who are on that subcommittee, you should have received invitations to that. If not, let me know, but we look forward to seeing y'all and presenting that information on that date. I'll show some photos here in a moment, but the library fencing project is installation is complete. We're just doing the punch list right now with the contractor. But if you drive by and you see it, it looks great. I want to thank Danielle, Roger, Cody, Mary, everyone for their collaboration and input and direction and guidance on that project. I didn't do anything for it. So all the recognition goes to them on that. Glad that y'all had a good time at the TEDC conference. For those of y'all who were not able to attend, we do have a sales tax workshop coming up locally out at Bush Intercontinental, one of the hotels out there. TEDC will be doing a sales tax workshop, which is really kind of what the presentation that Scott made. It's a lot more in depth in terms of the use and application eligibility of sales tax dollars and projects. So if you can't do that, there's a virtual option taking place on TEDC's website between December 2nd and the 13th. So just let us know. We can get you registered for that. There's no cost to you. The city will cover those costs. Again, I'll show some pictures coming up in the next few slides, but we did address some maintenance of property that the EDC holds around the airport, and also one that is off of FM 1010 near Rice. So we'll show those in a moment. And the Chamber of Commerce is holding their monthly luncheon on November 7th, I believe, the public safety luncheon, first responders luncheon. We're sponsoring the beans, so the beans will be excellent. I'm told. I'm not making them. We're just buying them. But
He's clarifying
yeah.
real quick. I'm not making them, but I'm told they're
making
going to be good.
But here we go. Here's some imagery of the fencing at the library with the privacy slats, powder-coated black metal fencing with the 4-foot and the 6-foot height. So really came out great. Hopefully the library we'll be able to activate the outdoor space with some programming. Here's some images of the property maintenance. I think probably looks a lot better than what it did before, but you have that there. And then lastly, I wanted to touch on some, like Victoria was talking about, some collaboration on some of their events. We're just really just trying to support them and partner with them and continue that collaboration. You have in front of you the kind of merchandise swag that we will provide for the Rock and Ride in the form of a fanny pack that has some of the EDC branding and moniker on it. And then I'm going to invite Victoria up because I don't want to steal her thunder, but she's going to talk about the Cocoa Crawl event that they're organizing and that we're going to be helping with participating on some sponsoring of the prizes there. So I don't know if you wanted to expand on the event some more, Victoria.
So how many of you have been to Taste of Cleveland before? Raise your hand. So it's similar to that, except that it's downtown, so it's a great way for us to feature our downtown businesses. The future downtown district, I think, will kind of be included in this. So participating businesses, we're going to have about 10. We're going to have a bingo card, and so participants or attendees can grab a bingo card at any location. They can start anywhere. We'll have a map. And if they visit all 10 locations, they can turn in their completed card to win one of 3 prizes that y'all are sponsoring. And so we've kind of talked about doing 3 different prizes, a grand prize and then 2 others that are different amounts of local gift cards. So going and getting a bundle of local gift cards to equal whatever amount, and so people can use those gift cards to do their holiday shopping locally. Comcast and Xfinity, they are our presenting sponsor for this event, and they are super excited about it. They're actually going to be filming one of their videos that they do, one of their commercials that evening, and they are going to be set up with Santa pictures. They want to set up snow. They want to set up a moonwalk. They want to set up a lot of things. So they're super excited about it. So I think, and I just found this out right before this meeting, so I feel like once we start promoting that, we will have a lot of people come. So we're going to have a tent set up. Y'all are welcome to come and hang out with us there if you're not already participating. And I'm going to bring my inflatable gingerbread costume. And Brian, you want to come dress up? Okay, and we're going to have the Grinch there. And of course, like I said, Comcast is bringing Santa, so they can do some Santa pictures. So people can come and take Santa pictures with their kids. And so I really feel like we will have a great turnout. Did I miss anything?
I I do have one question. I kind of addressed it to you a minute ago,
Yeah.
but businesses that are not located in that area that want to participate, what do they need to do?
Yes, so as the chamber, we open that to our chamber members that are in that area first, and we do still have spots open, so then it's open to, like, if y'all wanted to participate. I know that Zach, the constable's office, is gonna participate, and they're just setting up a tent in the downtown area. And so, like I said, we will have a map on the bingo card, so people know where the locations are. But it is really from, so like Carrie Duggar's office, San Jacinto Building down to Pace Stansel. It's just those 4 blocks. I have talked to the Cleveland ISD police chief, Angie. I've talked to Zach. I'm going to talk to CPD about doing, like being available out there, because it is going to be from 5 to 7. It'll be dark, lots of kids. But we did talk today. Ashley's going to submit to get some of the streets closed so that we can provide a little more safety. We're really excited about it. It's our first one. I kind of copied the idea from Dayton. They do a cookie crawl, but I've wanted to do this for 3 years now. So I'm really excited. I hope that, we can keep doing it, and maybe, because this is the first Thursday, Hometown Christmas and the parade are the first Saturday. So maybe doing like a 3-day event going forward and having something on that Friday as well. Okay.
And when's the Rock and Ride?
Rock and Ride is next Saturday, November 9th.
What do you got signed up for it? How many?
Right now we have 90 something.
All right.
We usually have the most this week and a half. That's when they set up, because they want to see what the weather's like and all that fun stuff. We have a weird band called Tomfoolery. It's Brian's band. They will be performing, and they are really great. I'm sure y'all have heard them at different events here in the
What's the
city.
name of that band?
Tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery.
They have a
Tommy?
Grammy award winning.
Grammy.
Yes.
Two-time Grammy
So if you don't know
award
what
winner.
Rock and Ride is, it's a bike ride that we've hosted. This is our 7th one. We have a 26 and a 52-mile route that goes through the Sam Houston National Forest. So it starts and ends in downtown Cleveland. It goes up 2025 and goes around and comes back. We have manned rest stops, which is a big deal, I think, in the cyclist race world. We have rest stops along the route. We have police that go along with the riders to keep them safe. We've really worked on the safety of the ride, because that's obviously very important. So yeah, y'all are welcome to come ride it if you're into that. We have cheerleaders at the finish line, so if you want to come from like 10 to 12 that day, we have pom-poms and cowbells, and the cyclists really appreciate that when they get done with their long ride, that people are like waiting for them and cheering them on. So y'all are welcome to come. If you want to wake up at 5, we get there at 5, and the ride starts at 7.
Mike, that's bicycles, not motorcycles. Just to clarify.
So, and I do want to just give a shout out, because our presenting sponsor is Whataburger, and they have been doing that for the past few years. Darwin is amazing, if y'all don't know him, but they bring What a Guy, and so he's out there. That's their mascot. So it's a lot of fun.
That's great.
And it's a short morning. And we have beer and tacos at the finish line.
You have what at the finish line?
Beer. Cold beer,
You
yummy
burn the
tacos,
calories, drink the
live
beer,
music.
eat the tacos.
Yep. All right, thank you. And first responder luncheon. You already said that.
Yes, the first responder luncheon.
Well, that concludes my report, sir.
Any questions for Emilio?
I do. I just kind of want to hit on. I know we talked on the library on the fencing project. We were talking about maybe trying to put a canopy over that one area, and I was just kind of want to see where we're at on that.
Yes, so now that FY25 has begun this month, we're looking at obtaining some estimates and quotes from different contractors from, the installation and the materials, all of that, or just the materials when, if we do the installation. So our preference is to have it turnkey so that our crews aren't pulled aside from installing that. And so we'll be evaluating those options, and then we'll present them when it's ready. But it's being considered, or worked on, rather.
On that note, again, the whole library project, I don't know if people recall, but there was a very large hole in the middle of the yard out there that held water like all the time. Yeah, they called it the swamp. And again, all we did was get with Roger Brooks, and before the fencing went in, he went out there, got extra dirt in it, got it leveled. I can't say enough about Public Works. They are doing a great job, and we really do appreciate it. And again, on the library, like always. Any other questions, comments, complaints? Thank God. None? At this moment? Before the meeting minutes, Danielle put the EDC conference basically together for us, and I want to thank her for that. She had binders for us. She had everything laid out. I mean, she made it easy, simple, to where all we had to do is get in a plane and fly. But we really do appreciate it, Danielle, for sure. Number 6, meeting minutes for August 26, 2024, September 23rd, 2024, and October 2nd is the special called joint City Council and EDC workshop. Has everybody had a chance to look at the meeting minutes, all that good stuff? Yep. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Heidi, a second by Mike Buckley to approve number 6, A, B, C, and D. Approve the minutes for August 26th, September 23rd, October 2nd. Any more discussion? All in favor? Passes unanimously. Number 7 is the monthly financial statement. Everybody had a chance to look at our monthly financial statement? We'll give you a quick minute if you need it. Or more importantly, Chuck, have you had a chance to look at our financial statement?
Yes, I have. I got to looking at it this afternoon, and again, as usual, I don't see any glaring errors. I don't see any trips to Aruba, so I think we're good to go.
Make a motion, we approve the monthly financial statement.
I have a motion by Brent McWaters and a second by Michelle Wyatt to approve the monthly financial statement. Any other discussion? No other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Discussion and possible consideration on the following. Number 8, resolution to authorize Juanita Limon to sign on EDC-related bank accounts and to remove Alice Rios. Basically, all this is we are replacing our city secretaries on our signature account at the banks. I think we have myself, Brent, the city secretary, and Pam, if I'm not mistaken, and Chuck are signers. And so currently, since Alice has retired, we're just replacing her with Juanita.
Make a motion, we approve the authorization of Ms. Juanita Lemon to sign EDC-related bank accounts and to remove Ms. Rios.
I have a motion by Brent McWaters and a second by Michael Buckley. Any other conversation, questions, concerns? None. All in favor? Motion passes. It was Brent McWaters with the motion and Mike Buckley with a second. To approve Juanita Lehman to sign on our account. Number 9 is presentation and discussion from Cleveland Senior Citizen Center concerning potential assistance options. And I believe Chuck Thompson has something he needs to say on this.
Wanted to take a moment to address the EDC board. Some of you may or may not know that I also sit on the board of directors for the Senior Citizen Center. I'm also the treasurer. I think any discussion that becomes before the EDC board presents a conflict of interest for me, be that conversation now or in the future. So I'm going to recuse myself for any engagement in that discussion now or in the future. Also, should there be a matter that is presented to this board for a vote, I will be abstaining my vote again now or in the future for anything that concerns the Senior Citizen Center. Also, for this evening, I'm going to step away from the dais while this discussion is ongoing, and will return after the discussion has ended. That said, thank you, John, for the opportunity to speak before the board. And if you all will excuse me, I will excuse myself from the dais.
Stay close. You're not allowed to leave the room,
Okay. Do I need to leave my keys on the
preferably. Yeah, we are not here, and Chuck has left the building. Nope. You ain't getting off that easy. Willie Carter. If you don't mind, introduce yourself, even though I know everybody probably knows you, but.
I think I know the process.
I hope by now you do.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. President, board members. My name is Willie Carter. I live at 1607 James Carter Avenue here in the city of Cleveland. Have been there for some 40-some years. Currently, I am the vice president of the Cleveland Senior Citizen Organization, that whom I'm here to represent this evening. The reason I'm here is we have some concerns and some needs, and I have some numbers I'll share with you shortly. We have two vans. One of our vans had an accident. The door doesn't open and close very well. The van that we're using to transport Meals on Wheels, the U-joints went out on it a couple of weeks ago. So basically, we have no van. We have no transportation. Just to give you a little insight, we do San Jacinto County as well as Liberty County, and the route is quite extensive. Our drivers drive somewhere between 50 and 60 miles a day delivering meals. So to give you a little insight, the Cleveland Conjugate, in October of 2023, we did 1,043 meals. November, we did 980. December, we did 1,038. January, we did 948. February, we did 1,051. March, we did 931. April, we did 1,145. May, we did 1096. June, we did 1,200. July, we did 1116. August, we did 1287. September, we did 1144. But the total meals for that year was 12,979 meals. That's a lot of meals, which tells me that, as I share with you, that there's a lot of people depending on what the Senior Citizen Organization does. Now, we have Meals on Wheels. It's where we deliver the meals. And then we have people that come in on a daily basis. In October the 31st of 2023, this was 23 and 24. In 23, we had 138 members that walk into the center. Excuse me, November was 126, December 133, January of 2024 was 93, February was 102, March was 128, April was 140, May was 106, June was 149, July was 163, August was 173, September was 150. So we're feeding a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that need. So what we're trying to do, as well as continue to do Meals on Wheels and service those in-house, is that there are a lot of people I was there this morning. We've been painting since Monday. I'm there every morning at 7 o'clock helping paint the new facilities. So please come by and look at it. We've got the latest chosen beautiful colors, and I think you'll like what we're doing. But there's a lady calls every morning at 7:05, and I know that because I've answered the phone 3 times in a row. What's for lunch today? But she's homebound. She has no way to get there, so we deliver to her. But there are a lot of other people that want to come to the center, not only to eat, but to play bingo and to play 42 and 84. Needless to say, I've learned, Chuck, how to play. I did quite well today. Never played before. I play straight dominoes. But we are hoping to be able to buy a step-side van, a cargo van, kind of like what they use for at the airport, to be able to pick up those that can't get here, that may be wheelchair bound, that may be handicapped in some form or fashion, that want to come to the center. We made a tremendous difference in the way the center's being run. The food is excellent now. It is absolutely excellent. And I invite all of you to come out Friday and have fish with us. The fish is it's really good. On Fridays, we usually have a band, and we're working on getting. Oh yeah, he's coming. So we usually have a band on Friday or every other Friday. So I'm here tonight to ask your assistance in any way that you can to help us to get another van for the center. And we do have some funds available, but we're running short. I have visited with a local dealership here to no avail at all. So my only other option is we're doing fundraisers. We've had a lot of help from Energy, and I want to thank you, public, for what you've done to help us. And I tell you, he helps us a lot. But I'm coming to the board tonight to whatever it is that you can do as the Economic Development Board to help, not me, but to help the seniors of this community that needs your help. And we're open for any suggestions that you may have. And I've visited with the president quite extensively, and he has some ideas, some great ideas, and I'm hoping that the other board members may be able to assist in the ideas that John has.
I have a few questions for
Yes,
you.
sir.
Is it a city-run organization, or is it a
No, sir. We're funded. Some funds are funded, comes from HGAC, and we get some funds from the county. And then we have.
It's not a city entity?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. It's a standalone.
It's an individual.
Yes, sir. It's a standalone.
So I know this has been brought up, and I don't have an issue with this part, but I know it's been brought to you that we could maybe look at doing something where we purchase it and then lease it back at whatever minimum has to be to make it legal, and I don't know why that factor would be an issue.
Well, at this point in time, as old folks say, my mom used to say, beggars can't be choosy. So it's an option that, as the vice president, I can't make the final decision that would be willing to sit down and listen and discuss with the board, because the need is there. The need's not going to go away.
Real quick, we actually consulted because of the situation. We don't actually, the city, I say we, but the city does not actually own the Senior Citizen Center. It's a 501c nonprofit. And so we obviously consulted with our attorneys on this to see what for sure the EDC could do. The response basically was, after reviewing the Economic Development Corporation Act, Texas Local Government Code, Chapters 501 to 505, funding for a nonprofit entity to purchase a van for the Senior Citizen Center does not appear to fall within any types of projects, expenditures authorized by the various sections of the Act.
Okay.
So our attorneys are basically saying we can't do it. We can't just buy a van for them. I'd like to see if there's a way, and I think Willie's already sounds like he's kind of already addressed it. He went to a local dealership. I don't know if there's options with, I don't know what the school does with the old vans or old buses that the school uses. If they send them to auction, if they could donate one. I don't have any idea. I'm not familiar with the school board or the school. Again, fundraisers. I think EDC is always very on board with helping any way we can help legally, for sure.
Right.
And if somebody else has any other ideas or questions or anything, please.
I would have a question to be asked because this is where I stand on this one. Would the EDC be able to buy a van for community use or for the city to use and be able to let the seniors use and then, you know, at their discretion, as long as they meet the insurance requirements and everything that's required by law. And then if any other organization that meets the same requirements would be able to use it at the same time. And then the city would be able to use it to transport, you know, its people where it needs to go at times it needs. It's just something I see, I mean, I know it could be used elsewhere, but I know it's something that needs to be addressed, and I would like to be able to help out, but I know we gotta do it in a certain way.
And I've actually looked into some of these, and I agree. I think everybody on this board would like to try to figure something out. So I think there's two things here. One, I've spoke with Mr. Carter over this a couple of times. In appearance, and Willie can sure correct me if I'm wrong, Willie is needing a van 5 days a week, every day,
Yes.
you know, all day long, that kind of deal. He's needing his own van that they have a need for all the time. I totally agree with Mike that if there is a need for a van for the city, the community, that's going to be an economic impact for the city, I think that we need to look at buying a van, no doubt. I don't know that, and Willie can, I think, just agreed with me, but in this situation, I think Willie's hesitation, appears to be that they need a van full-time, 7 days a week. And by us buying a van, and correct me if I'm wrong, Willie.
No, yeah.
By us buying a van for EDC and then working out a deal where they could lease it back, borrow it, and all of that, no one else would get to use it, essentially, because the Senior Citizen Center would take it all the time. Is that a good analogy?
And, you know,
Is
one
that
of the
correct,
questions that I think has come up, you know.
Hey, Willie, real quick, is that a fair statement?
Yes, a fair statement,
Okay,
yes.
just want to make sure.
Is whether or not we would be able to maintain it. Well, that is an absolute yes, because we're maintaining two that's not that functional anyway. When I say maintain, that would be a maintenance as well as insurance. You know, so we do keep them insured, we do maintain them as well. So it's a catch-22, but we are open for any suggestions or anything that would possibly fit for us. You know, and another thing, we have volunteers. Tuesday, one of our volunteers is out sick, so this volunteer had to double up Tuesday's route. That's Cleveland, that's Liberty County, San Jacinto County. They have to go to, we have one client in Rabun, Texas, that they have to go all the way around 105, which is another 30 miles just to feed one person. And that's the kind of dilemma that we're in.
What are you looking at? What's your cost of the vehicle that you're looking at right now?
I've been looking at some different vans, even though he recruits himself. Chuck and I has as well. We feel that we could possibly get one for about $20,000, and that we do have some funds that have been allocated toward a van. So with
How
another,
much do y'all have this allocated towards the van?
I think we have right around 10,000. And you know, with the pandemic, used vehicles went up crazily. And one of the thoughts that I had, and I shared this with Chuck, even though he's recruiting himself, is to visit with Avis.
Yeah.
Because we do have a letter form that we can take, that I always take with me when we're trying to get gifts. And hopefully they would be able to maybe give us one at a much cheaper cost. Because one thing that they do keep the maintenance up on those vehicles. So
that was going to be my suggestion, Enterprise Avis.
Avis Enterprise,
And,
yes.
I wanted to add that I kind of been researching this, and Enterprise Rent-A-Car Foundation has donated over $60 million to nonprofits. And so we do have an Enterprise store here locally. I would really encourage you to maybe create some type of presentation to them, very similar to what you have shared with us, but they are very, very giving to nonprofit organizations. And I think with what you're doing right now would be some of that philanthropic work that they're willing to do.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, that's definitely something that you could consider, but it's called the Enterprise Rent-A-Car Foundation.
Okay,
And I can get you the information that I've collected on this, but
please do.
I know that they actually help local churches as well, provide them with vans.
Okay. And see, something good's coming out of this. You know, you have not because you ask not.
But I just want to get a clarification as far as what the attorney said. There's nothing that we can do as a board.
Correct, yeah. He basically, essentially, it's its own 501c. It doesn't give an economic impact as far as for the city is concerned. So after his research, he firmly believes that it's out of the scope of EDC to buy them a van.
Okay.
And we've been dealing with him now for 3 days. Yeah, a week.
But I just want to make sure that anything we did was, it needs to be done correctly. And
Absolutely.
Within the means of the law. And
Absolutely.
I don't want to do something that's going to get anybody in this board or anybody involved in anything that's not correct or illegal, so. The only way possible. It would be it had to be a city vehicle that had to be used and set aside for everybody, and that's not going to meet it's not going to meet your needs. So our hands are kind of tied on this right here. So.
Well, I want to thank you for the opportunity to make my presentation to you, and I think something good has come out of this. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Willie. I appreciate that. I just want to say a couple of things real quick in regards to this, if you all don't mind. Real quick, kind of put a little statement together on behalf of the EDC. I just want to affirm our steadfast commitment to the well-being and success of the Cleveland Senior Citizen Center. The city and EDC recognize the vital role that the Senior Citizen Center plays in enhancing the quality of life for our senior citizens and for our community as a whole. However, the laws governing the use of sales use tax for the Economic Development Corporation restrict our ability to participate directly in certain expenditures. And in fact, this prevents us from providing funds for the Senior Citizen Center van. Though we fully understand and appreciate how valuable this service is to us and for our seniors. I want to be clear, though, in no way that this reflects lack of our support at all. Our dedication to our senior citizens mission remains unwavering, and we are committed to exploring available avenues to help in any way we can for the Senior Citizens Center. Together with the city leadership, we will continue supporting our seniors and will continue collaborating with the Senior Citizen Center to help ensure that it remains a valuable and viable resource for our community. Also, just to let you know, we do quite a bit, but I know it's going to never be enough, but just the garbage over there, we cover the garbage at the Senior Citizen Center. That's $15,500 a year. Also, of course, I'm sure everybody knows, but we have Brazos Transit Authority. We pay them also, and that's another approximately $10,000 a year. So, oh, it's flip-flopped. Yeah, it is. 10,000, 15,000. So together it's 25,000. Do what, Willie?
But they don't service the center. We can't get them even copy.
At the Senior Citizen Center? Well, we can sure look at that, because that is a stop.
is the senior something, the senior center, is it something that the city could, I guess say, I don't say take over, but I guess it would be part of the be part of the city, so that way this would be, I don't know, I mean, being that it's the seniors and it's the community, I would just, it's a question I would ask, would it be something that the city could take part in or oversee?
No, it's in front of Azalea, but not the center. Maybe that's just approximate.
All right, well, I'm just, the way I'm looking at it is if they're asking the city for help and they're needing a lot of assistance and they're in a spot where they can't take care of the needs that they have right now, I'm just looking for options to help out and go around. I mean, it's just, I mean, I know it'd probably be more work for the city, but it would be a way for the city to be able to contribute and help out if they manage the department. So it was just a question I had, because I for a long time, because it was at Stansel Park, I thought the city, took care of it and managed it. So until they, built the new building, I didn't find out here, and actually until this week, that it was an independent, entity, So I've always been under the assumption that it was a city run.
This organization is no different than the city or EDC, but we all have our financial issues. But I can truly tell you that with the board that we have now, we're working through it, and we're doing a lot better than done in a long time.
And I'm sure this is something that y'all probably already thought about, but having a van that goes in that route, more than likely it's going to be a white van, that's a rolling billboard. If y'all thought about getting sponsorship opportunities for different businesses around.
Whoever the lucky one that assists us, we will be marketing that with who donated it.
Well, you could actually offer it as advertising space and do it annually. Change the name on the side every year. You do sponsorship opportunities every year as an income generator. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. But 60 is probably an understatement when you talk about round trip. But that's a good point.
But I'm just trying to find, answers for, and solve a problem that seems to be there that, anything we can do to, try to help out. I mean, the seniors, man, they're the ones that help.
Also, we will be making a call tomorrow to Brazos Transit. And absolutely, yeah, for sure. It's showing it's a stop there, but we will make sure that we will get that straight, for sure.
Especially if it's being paid.
Yeah,
If it's being funded, they need to make sure they make that stop.
yeah.
Well,
No, that's okay.
You can't
No,
fix it if you don't know it, so.
No, I mean, their map even shows it, so oh yeah, I have the map. No, we will definitely be on that.
They have been asked, but had I known that map was there, I would have been a little more forceful. I'll let you handle it.
Yes, we will get that squared away. Any other questions on any of this? Everybody good? Thank you, Mr. Carter.
Thank you.
Number 10, discussion concerning the overhaul of the facade improvement program into the business improvement grant program. Wordage.
Thank you, Mr. President. Unfortunately, I've been negligent in my ability to supply an update or some new material on this program. Anything that's not half-baked, so I don't want to bring you stuff that's half-baked. I want to bring you full-baked material, so preferably. So, right. So, in the spirit of that, I'm going to have to ask that we consider this next month.
I bet everybody's good with that. Emilio's been out traveling the world. That's what the reality is. He's being coy. He's actually been off in England and Europe and France, living his best life. So that's what the reality of it is. But
He was taking notes on the facades in Barcelona.
Yes, yes. That's what he's doing, taking pictures. And
We wasted our potential as a country.
Um, it's a good question. No. Juanita wanted to know if we need to make a motion, but we don't. It's discussion and possible consideration, so we don't need a motion on that. We will just postpone that till next month. The City of Cleveland Economic Development Corporation reserves the right to adjourn into an executive session anytime during this meeting to discuss any item on the agenda as authorized by Texas Government Sections 551.071, consultation. How about consultation with our attorneys? 551.072. Deliberation about real property. 551.073 is deliberations about gifts and donations. 551.074 is personnel matters. 551.076 deliberations about security devices, and 551.086 is economic development. As many times as I read these, you'd think I'd have them memorized. I apologize. Number 11 is discussion concerning potential acquisition of real property for executive session. It is 7:11, and so we are going to adjourn into executive session at 7:11.